To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's
puertas.
a wild ride in the woods.
When indiscreet doors change.
So today on Miles from Main Street, Kristen and I went to Disney World.
We went to Disney World for our honeymoon and had a magical time.
And to join us, we actually have Tammy and Brian here.
Hi.
Hey, yeah, so we got a message from you two today that said we should have a Zoom call and talk about our trip. And I said we should probably record it because our listeners would love to hear it too. So that's what we're doing.
An OG trip report.
Yeah, they haven't even heard anything. Well, I mean, we texted them a little bit while we were in the trip, but they haven't heard like the full breakdown of the trip. So they're about to get that right now.
Woohoo.
But before we go too far, remember to hit that subscribe button. And be sure you come and join us on July 28th in Green Bay, Wisconsin for the Haunted Mansion movie. Premieres that day, and we're all getting together and we're going to watch it together. And if I get 10 people saying that they are coming, I am going to give away a Haunted Mansion movie poster. Woo! So I hope you all can make it.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Hey! Check out our Facebook event in the community group for more information.
Anyways, back to our trip report. So we went to Disney World, and this was our honeymoon because we got married like 2 weeks ago now at this point.
We're like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, 3 weeks ago. I'm always excited about it. So
it only feels like it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. And we decided we were going to kind of, since, I mean, it wasn't exactly, it was less spur of the moment than our actual wedding was this trip. I feel like we planned the trip and then we were like, oh, we should also get married. So yeah, it was kind of a shorter trip than we would like, or we usually take. It was only about like 4 or 5 days technically.
5 days.
Yeah. And so we were really excited about this trip because we actually have annual pass now. So we were able to kind of go into the parks whenever. And so on that first day, we had planned an Ohana dinner. And then after that dinner, we were going to go pick up our annual pass and just go into the park and watch the fireworks. That didn't quite happen.
Thanks to Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
Our flight ended up getting delayed like 2 hours prior, the day before, or something like that. So we, like right before we got on the plane, we canceled our Ohana reservation, got to Florida, like decided we still wanted to go to Ohana because we were checking the walk-up list and there was some availability. We get there and the lady was like, no, your party's too small. We can only take larger parties. And we were like, well, we had a reservation, but we had to cancel. She was like, oh, well, that might save you. Like, let me check the list. She checked the list and then put us on the walk-up list. We still waited 45 minutes, but we were able to eat at Ohana, which, I mean, we love.
Mm-hmm. And that was, so that whole situation kind of teaches us something where it's like, if you can't make your reservation, we got lucky because we canceled like in the middle of the day. But from what I understand, in the beginning of the day, they print out all the reservations. So she had like a printout of like all the reservations for that day for Ohana. And so when we came up and we were like, oh, we're trying to get a table. Like we had a reservation, but we had to cancel it. When she went to look at the piece of paper, like our reservation was still there. So that's one thing where it's like, if you're going to be a couple hours late to your reservation, unless it's the type of reservation that will like charge you the full amount, like charge you like the $60 or $90 or however much it is. I think it's a good idea to just keep that and then go to that reservation and say, hey, because she put us down as like a late arrival. So it's like, if it's something like Ohana that like you really want to get, but you're going to be a couple hours late, I say just keep the reservation and then go up and say, hey, we missed this. Can we get be on the walk up list now? Because that's kind of how it happened with us. But it is kind of a double-edged sword, because if they say no, we can't do that, then you do get charged like the $10 per person for not showing up. So there's that.
Two things I find interesting about that is that, first of all, it's a 2-hour cancellation policy now, and they're printing it out on paper.
Yeah, they had.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that kind of blows my mind right now. Like, why are you printing something out on paper that could change 2 hours before someone arrives?
Mm-hmm.
But also, so we kind of had this problem when we were at Disneyland, was we had forgotten about our Trader Sam's reservation we had the last day, and we made an attempt to get there, but finally decided it wasn't going to be worth it. And I said, we were so tired, the $40 at that point to cancel it was like, whatever, fine, it's $40, we're just going to stay here. And we ended up not getting charged that $40. And so I think that policy is in place if you are a like repeat offender.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you guys would have left it and missed it and showed up late, or not, maybe not even shown up at all, they probably wouldn't have done anything. But, and it is, like you said, like it is like a gamble. You might still have to pay your $10 per person fee, but you could get lucky too.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of what saved us, was that at the beginning of the day, we were on the list that they actually printed out that day. So I think that's definitely what saved us. But yeah, it worked out.
Oh, go ahead, Tammy.
I was going to say, you guys have been there before, correct?
Yeah, we've been there once before.
Mm-hmm.
For dinner
Mhm.
or okay.
Yeah.
We're debating if we want to do breakfast or dinner, so just curious.
I've heard, that's the thing, is I've heard good things about breakfast, but the dinner is just, it's definitely one of our favorite places to go, like in all of Disney. So
I think that next time though, like, although I love like going to Ohana and getting like the full, like all you can enjoy meal, like you had recommended, Tammy, to go to Tambu Lounge. Like my favorite things are the pot stickers, the noodles, and the bread pudding. And I would be a happy clamshell with all of those things.
Right.
And then you don't have to like wait or like be there for an hour and a half, because like we got there, we started eating at like 7:45 or 8 o'clock, I think. And then like by that time, fireworks were going to start at like 9:15. I don't know. It took us long enough that the guy was like, do you want to stay and watch the fireworks? And we were like, well, yeah, because we're not going to like be able to see anything riding the monorail like to Magic Kingdom. So we stayed, although I think we maybe could have booked it.
Well, they basically set down our bread pudding and then the fireworks started. So like we ate our bread pudding during the fireworks, and they pump in the music, so that was cool too.
Yeah, we were like further back though in the restaurant, so like you had to like duck down to see. Well, I did out the window, but we ended up like finishing our dinner, getting on the monorail, booking it to Magic Kingdom, got our annual passes, and literally had 1 minute. Like we tapped in at 9:59 just to get into Magic Kingdom.
And that was fun too, just being able to use our annual passes for the first time, and being able, that was the idea, is that we were going to be able to just pop into Magic Kingdom, watch the fireworks, and hang out. We didn't watch the fireworks, but we were able to just kind of pop in and be there. And I think we walked through the shops a little bit, but that's all we did. And that's what I think helps with this, with having annual pass. And another thing that Kristen's going to get mad at me, but I have a conference in Orlando coming up this next week, and I have the first day that we're there, I don't have anything going on, so I might pop over to Epcot. And it's nice having this annual pass that I'm able to do that.
Only if you bring me something home.
Oh, of course I would.
Well,
I think that you should bring your cousin's wife back the Christmas popcorn bucket. That's what I think you should do.
oh yeah, because they'll have halfway to Christmas next week.
Is that going to be in Epcot though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If I
You
see
could,
it,
you could. If they do it like they did halfway to Halloween, it was at the whatever that popcorn cart is by World of Disney. So you could go there and pick one up on your way.
honestly, I might be able to because I'm flying a real airline, so I'll be able to have an actual like real carry-on, and it's like I'm only there for 3 days, so I'm not going to be packing all that much. So that is a possibility. I could definitely fit that in my carry-on.
And really, that first day was the only time that we used our annual pass, like an annual pass holder.
Yeah. Well, the last day too.
Well,
Kinda.
I mean, that was like pretty much a full day. All the other days were full days, like getting up at 6:30, like rope drop, till park close,
Yeah.
running. We went to Epcot first because I had to experience Flower and Garden. And it was beautiful there. All the flowers and the topiaries were beautiful.
We got to walk in with the butterflies. That was actually pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. We've done that before.
We had a lot of food. I think Epcot was the day that we ate the most.
And we did it the right way this time, where we didn't have a reservation that we made for anything, and we just ate. We only ate Flower and Garden food, and we were just stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
So to back up just a second, for somebody that doesn't really have any experience with annual pass, how did you have, like with the Magic Kingdom entrance, did you need a reservation at that point, or did you need them the rest of the week?
We did, because it was a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So on the weekends, you still need, I think, Magic Kingdom reservations. At any other park, I think that you can get in anytime after 2 p.m.
After 2 p.m.
Okay.
But when Kylo was making the reservations, he said that like Epcot and Hollywood Studios were like kind of like free passes that you could get in at any time. And like it was busy, but it wasn't like busy that you couldn't get a reservation. So like even if they would have stopped us, I'm sure that we could have just made one.
Yeah.
And then gotten in.
Yeah, but that's one thing to remember if you are annual pass, is that there are certain times, especially weekends, that you do actually have to do reservations, even if you're going past 2 p.m. So
the other cool thing about our annual pass is we got most dining locations, not all the festival locations and like not all quick service, but a good amount I feel like had like 10 or 20% off of dining, and then 30% off of merch, which was amazing.
that was big.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you think about it. I don't feel like that 30% off really drove us to buy more. Maybe in some cases it did, but for the most part, it was like, we're going to buy this anyways. And then we went up and we bought it, and they were like, oh yeah, it's 30% off. And we were like, wow, we just saved like $30 on this. So, yep.
Yeah, I think throughout the month of June, they're running those promotions.
Mm-hmm.
But you usually would get like 20% on merch, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think normal for annual pass is 20%, and then 10% at certain dining locations, which was Ohana was included.
Ohana was, yeah.
Barbecue Roundup was not included just because it was so new. The lady said that they weren't taking discounts yet.
Yeah. But that was honestly, that was one of my favorite things. Was there for so long when I've been going to Disney, they would be like, do you have any discounts? And for a while it was no. And then for a little bit it was, oh, we have the Visa. And now it's like, oh yeah, we got the discounts. So yeah, that was fun to be able to do.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part about our Epcot day?
I always love Guardians. Guardians is always fun. We actually, the way we set up our, well, it wasn't the way we set up our lightning lanes, but they called our group and our lightning lane time happened pretty much like at the same time. So we went in, we used our boarding group first. So like we waited in the line and everything, but so we went through, and then right after that, we were able to run around and get on again and get on Lightning Lane, and Lightning Lane just takes you like straight through
To the pre-show.
Yeah, and so that was a lot of fun. What was I going to try to say? There was something funny I was going to try to say during the pre-show.
Oh, when the guy's talking.
Oh yeah.
What's the other pre-show that it says like, someone tell me that I'm on?
Yeah, that's it. It's because he's
but
like,
what other ride is that from?
There's
another ride that does that.
What? Really?
Oh my goodness, you're gonna kill me.
The look you're giving her right now is hilarious. I wish everyone could see it.
There's another.
Because that's like mimicked from another ride. Because why else would you say that?
Because he's being funny. What?
Oh, I'm thinking of like Rock and Roller Coaster, where they're like, where it's interactive.
It's that same kind of idea, but nobody ever says this. But it's Terry Crews. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's doing the pre-show, and he's like the people of Epcotians, and he's like trying to make up words, and then off screen, I think somebody says, "Oh, hey, you're on," and he says, "Oh, I'm on," and I was gonna try to be like, "Hey, Terry, you're on," or something like that. But
you messed it up.
I messed it up. I said it at the wrong spot. But yeah, Guardians is always really great. I love going through the countries. We were looking for I was looking for some cologne at one point before the trip. I just couldn't really find it anywhere, and nobody had it in stock. And so they have cologne almost like at every single country. And we ended up getting to Italy. Not only did they have it, but there was somebody working from Dolce & Gabbana that was like, "Oh, I'll give you all this free stuff if you buy it." And I was already like sold. I was like, "They have it. Yay. I'm at Disney. Like, this is fun." And he ended up giving me like all of these like free sample things. And like a little like travel size version of it too. So I thought that was pretty cool.
The like creator of the Lila scent in Norway was actually there, like trying to sell his scent and like autographing stuff, which was kind of cool, but we didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was the concert, because we completely forgot who was playing, and then heard like an announcement or heard someone talking that it was going to be Plain White Tees, and then like luckily Ron on the Go showed up, and we like stopped and talked to him for a while, which was pretty cool.
Which I clipped and put out on the socials.
Yeah, he's super cool, like super like down to earth, and like sat and talked to us for a couple of minutes that day and then another day.
He's and it's funny, and I don't know if it's just because he knows he's on, because once he starts talking to you, he put us on the stream at one point when he asked us, but then the other time that we met him, he just kind of like put the stream down and just like started talking to us, and he acts the same way like with you while he's just talking to you as he does on the stream, where he's like really animated about stuff. And I thought that was really cool, because it seems as if like that's just how he is. Like he acts the same way on the stream as he acts like in real life, which I don't think you can say about a lot of other streamers. But he was really cool. And it's just funny how like we're able to track him down just because he's like in the parks all the time, and you can just like, "Oh, where's Ron? Oh, he's at the glass blower. Okay, let's go." So that was cool.
That was pretty exciting. I gotta admit though, the like video that you sent us of Hey Delilah from Plain White Tees, like they sounded terrible.
Yeah, and the lighting guy was so bad. They should get a different lighting. No, there were a couple of times when we first walked up, they were playing a bunch of new stuff that I guess because they have like 3 performances a day, and they have like 3 days that they do it, because they did it like that whole weekend. And I guess they were playing a bunch of new stuff. And so like when we first showed up, I was like, oh, this lighting guy sucks. But then they got to like a song that he knew, and I was like, oh, okay, he's not too bad. But it was cool. It was cool to be able to sit and like, and it was definitely like, it was like songs that we knew. So that was nice to kind of like sit and take in a concert. And I feel like we talk about this all the time, about like the way that we want to act when we are living in Florida. And I feel like that's one of the things that we'd be able to do, is like show up to Epcot, maybe eat a few things, and just like watch one of those concerts and just like have a fun time like at the concert. Like if Simple Plan keeps doing it, like I am definitely going to go and watch like every single show that Simple Plan does.
And not spend $100 on Genie Plus every day.
Exactly.
To ride everything.
I was going to say, you guys sitting and watching a concert is kind of amazing, because that's not how you do Disney.
Exactly.
We also, Kylo was getting mad at me for trying to sit and watch the manatees at the aquarium, but I just liked to watch them.
That was just because my feet were hurting.
Oh,
I love watching the manatees too. You can get lost for hours in that aquarium.
oh yeah.
It's cool.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
There was literally a turtle just like standing there so that the fish could clean it.
Oh, we thought it was like stone or something. And I remember Kristen was like, is this turtle real or something? And like the cast member behind us heard us and was like, yeah, the turtles sit like that so that the fish can start cleaning it. And like just went on her little spiel about like what the turtle was doing. But that was really cool.
I'm a little skeptical about them like rescuing the manatees, because those manatees have been the same since we've been going.
Yeah.
And like they always say that they're like there for rehab, but like, are they really? Like how long of rehab do they need? I don't know.
Well, that one had an abscess.
Well, that one did, yeah. But the other one has definitely been there.
The
like,
one
every time that we've gone.
Yeah, that was
boat
it got hit
accident.
by a boat. Yeah.
Well, if you watch the Animal Kingdom show that Mikhailo doesn't like, there is an episode on the manatees and what they do to rescue them and rehabilitate them and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch.
Most of them are not put on stage. They're actually kept backstage, and they work with them
So
there.
then those are the two on-stage ones that they've decided are just going to be there
They're
forever.
hired.
They're the hired. Maybe that one's not even a manatee.
Yeah, Epcot, it was cool because it was just our first day there. Like we were super excited to walk into the park, see Spaceship Earth. It was a good time.
I love Flower and Garden. The topiaries are just amazing.
Like we had like great weather.
Yeah, the one thing we will say though is that Epcot Forever, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know if there's anyone out there that would disagree.
All the people that hated the barges, but like
know.
Harmonious was so good.
So good.
This is just a filler until they can figure out what they want to do next.
You know what they should do is they should bring in some really cool barges and yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It was kind of disappointing to me just because I liked Harmonious so much. And it's like, it was cool to hear like the old school Epcot music. What was the one that Ron really liked? The something fruit.
Oh,
Veggie, fruit.
Which like I think I only heard once ever in my lifetime.
I think that was from Food Rocks.
Yep, Food Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it was kind of disappointing.
They need to do something like World of Color, because I thought that was cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like Harmonious like kind of had that vibe because it was like a lot of water projections like mixed in with the fireworks, and like the music from the different countries or whatever, like in the different languages, was just perfect.
Yeah. This could be a good Imagineering episode. I'm betting they could probably like empty that lagoon and put in the kind of like water sprayers and like those like geysers that go up with all the color. I'm betting they could probably do that. That may be kind of an undertaking though. So
that's an interesting problem to figure out.
yeah. Well, because the World of Color Lagoon is like only a few feet deep.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think that's mostly man-made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this, I think, was necessary.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, dreaming of what they could do, I think that would be awesome. Anyways, second day.
I was going to ask, what was your favorite food that you had from Flower and Garden? Did you guys have a favorite, or?
I feel like brunch cat was probably my favorite.
Oh,
they had those like little cinnamon bites that were good. The Fruit Loop shake was good. And then what did you get? Like the salmon,
there was
like poached egg.
There was a salmon Benedict that they had.
It wasn't called that though.
It was called something else, but like that's basically what it was.
Ceviche.
And I was kind of skeptical, but it was a Benedict, and I was like, I like eggs Benedict, so I just like went with it, and it was really, honestly, it was kind of like the star of the show at BrunchCon for me. It was really good. I mean, I actually asked for more of the sauce that they put on, and the cast member obliged, and she put on more sauce. But yeah, like there was only one bite that tasted kind of fishy. Like everything else, just like all of it together, like the runny egg, the sauce, the salmon, kind of like came together. It even had capers, and like I'm not a big capers fan. I ate them anyways, so it was good, and it was a big standout for me at Epcot.
Yeah, I think we got all of the food things at BrunchCon, and it was like, and the Fruit Loop shake, and it was like $25 with the pass holder discount.
That's not bad.
So it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
When we went, we really liked the violet lemonade, and I remember you guys liked the avocado toast a lot. Those were the two things I remember.
Yeah, those were very good. Did you try the frushi?
Yeah, and it was very overhyped.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I did not like it at all.
I mean, I did not like it. It was fruit sushi. Like it was just kind of like fruit dressed up as sushi. So
yeah. My second place would go to the booth in America because it was all like Louisiana food. So they had like a jambalaya, a crawfish pie, muffaletta, and like a bread pudding, like a banana bread pudding. And that was really good. I just am a sucker for bread pudding. It had a little artificial banana-y taste, but still really good.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool too, because we were able to just like go get all that food, and then we hung out in what's the barbecue place right over there?
Regal Eagle.
And so we just kind of sat. We got fountain drinks from Regal Eagle, so we were able to just like sit down, because like all three of those items together is like basically a meal. And so it was cool to be able to sit there and just like sip on our Diet Coke and eat that food. And that was also another good standout. The jambalaya that I got, because didn't you say it was kind of spicy?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was like the perfect amount of spice, and there were some like really good flavors going on in there. So I liked it a lot.
I have to laugh because the last time that we talked on our draft episode, we were talking about Regal Eagle, and you said the only time you had been in there was to buy soda.
And we literally said like twice that we were like, we need to actually eat there, because like the barbecue smells so good, but the air conditioning in there was so nice. We probably sat in there for like an hour because we were struggling.
Yeah.
And we like lived and died by Diet Coke this trip for caffeine. Like we maybe filled up the water bottle like once a day and just drank straight Diet Coke.
And like I have to say, it was around that time that we were really feeling it, and that was only like maybe like 3:00.
No, it was like 5 or so because we watched the concert.
Oh,
right
the
after.
concert started at 6. Yeah. So yeah, it was like 5 p.m. and we were just like, oh my God, how are we going to get through this whole Disney trip feeling this way? And like, I think the concert did a good job because the concert kind of like got us going, and then meeting Ron kind of got us going. And then honestly, after that, like all of the rest of the days, like, yeah, I got tired towards the end of the day, but we didn't really feel that weird lag in the middle of the day that we felt on this Epcot day. So I don't know if it was like our bodies finally being like, oh, you're on Disney vacation mode. Like, here is all of your adrenaline all at once, all day. But yeah, like that was the only day that I felt like that I was like dragging butt like in the middle of the day, and I was just like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But yeah.
Yeah, you messaged me one day and said, we're super tired. Inspire us. And I'm like, dude, you're in Disney.
Oh, that
what
was
more inspiration
that was
do you
Magic
need?
Kingdom too.
So we kept the trip, like our hotel cheap and our flight obviously cheap, Spirit, just because of like personal things, but I regret it. Like I wish that we would have just stayed at like somewhere on the Skyliner, like either Pop, that was going to be like my second option for this trip, just because I was like, I would totally go back and take a nap.
Yeah,
But
we talked about that at Epcot. We were like, oh, we could totally just jump on the Skyliner and go back to our resort and take a nap. But yeah, it's I do feel like the rest of the trip, I don't know if it was like our adrenaline or what, but like didn't really ever feel that bad. As bad as we did during Epcot. But yeah. So our second day was Hollywood Studios. And this was our Roundup barbecue day. And that was fun because we were able to kind of like bounce around. We used Genie Plus a lot. But it was cool because we rope dropped Tower of Terror and then immediately ran over to Rock and Roller Coaster. And I don't think the wait was all that long for Rock and Roller Coaster.
We walked on, like they didn't even have us do the pre-show.
Yeah, they didn't even do pre-show. So we were able to just like walk on to Tower of Terror and then walk on to Rock and Roller Coaster, which we didn't even think when we were initially looking at this trip, we didn't even think we were going to be able to go on Rock and Roller Coaster because it was supposed to still be under refurbishment.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came back up on a surprise.
Yeah. So we were happy about that. And I mean, yeah, 2 really great rides right away. But then obviously after that, it started to get pretty busy. And so we started utilizing Genie Plus a little bit more.
Well, I was also trying to like maneuver the park so that we weren't like going to Rock and Roller Coaster and then going to Rise and then going to Slinky Dog because I was not prepared to do all that walking. So we kind of did the park in sections, which was nice. And I feel like Hollywood Studios, we had a lot of moments where we're like, well, now what should we do? Like we have this like window, like what can we do now? And like we had a lightning lane booked for all of the rides for the day. So we were able to ride everything at least once, but then we didn't want to like stand in a long line, you know?
Mm-hmm. And that's something that was fairly new to us utilizing Genie Plus because we've gone a couple times now where the crowds have been a little lighter. So we've been able to just kind of like jump from thing to thing. Mm-hmm. And just kind of keep things going. So it was weird to book something and then be like, okay, what do we do now? Like we found ourselves saying that a lot. It's like, okay, what do we do now?
We did stand in, well, besides the rope drop, we stood in 2 lines standby. We did do Tower of Terror once. I think it was like a posted 45-minute wait and it took like 20 or 25. Mm-hmm. And then I made Kylo go into the Midway Mania line that was a posted 50. And like initially we were not moving. Like we would move like maybe 2 people at a time. And then all of a sudden it just like the floodgates opened. I guess that one half of the ride had gone down. Mm-hmm. So I think it was maybe like 20 minutes. And then we got out of the queue. And it was like a posted 5-minute wait. So I was like, get back in the line.
We jumped back in line, yeah.
Because we had to do best 2 out of 3. And sadly, Kylo beat me.
However, we'll get to this later. Kristen beat me in Buzz Lightyear. Typically, I'll beat you in Buzz Lightyear, but you kicked the crap out of me on Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm. But
It was because his gun wasn't working, I'm sure.
It wasn't.
But so the thing on Buzz is he always controls the toggle. So then he's like moving us certain ways and like he knows which way we're going. I have no idea. So I just have to shoot wherever I can.
I think it was when I was, because I told you I was like the inside arm of the robot. And like, I think Kristen hit that a couple times because all of a sudden I look over and she's got like 200,000 points already. And I was like, oh my God. And I think I was only at like 5,000 at that point.
I think next time I need the little control.
Yeah, we can do that.
But Hollywood Studios was good. Like it was really cool to experience each land like individually, I think. I liked it a lot.
Last time we went, we never got out of Toy Story and Star Wars. We were stuck back there like the whole time.
We hung out back there for a little while. Surprisingly, I didn't get super sick on either ride. And normally I feel like they both make me a little queasy, which was really cool. And we got to be the pilots on, what's the one?
Smuggler's
Millennium
Run?
Falcon, yeah.
Yeah, Smugglers. And I was the one who went left and right, I think. You were the up and down.
Kristen said that I did it, and I think that I was up and down when I was a pilot with Brian. And Kristen said that I was actually pretty good at up and downs.
The last time that we were pilots that I remember, I was the up and down, and the ride was so bumpy that I was like, when we did it, I was like, this is the smoothest that it's ever been. Or I just felt less sick. I don't know.
I think it was me.
So how was Roundup Barbecue?
Oh my gosh, they give you so much food.
They give you a lot.
I felt so bad of all the food that we just like could not eat.
Yeah.
For everything that they bring you. They bring you like 3 salads and then they bring you your 4 sides and then your whole platter of meat. And then you get a dessert at the end. And like, granted, it's a tiny dessert, but like, it's a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
We got Joffrey's after we got off of Tower of Terror, maybe? Or we like had come back there. So I think we got Joffrey's and a donut.
Yeah,
we got a large donut. And that was what we had for breakfast.
And then we sat over by the Brown Derby, which was fun.
Mm-hmm. And then our dining reservation was at 1. So we were like, we don't want to eat at like 11 because we're going to be eating at 1. So we held off, and then we ate at 1, and we didn't eat again until like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Back at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how full we were. Like, we did not eat anything else.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
So it sounds like you almost need to just do like a couple of bites of everything and then you're done, unless you want to be uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah,
Right.
honestly, pretty much. And it was at this point because after Ohana, and I kind of felt bad at Ohana because like what they'll do is they'll come in like, because it comes in courses, so they'll bring you the skillet and you just eat everything out of the skillet, and then they come with all of those other things like the chickens and the steaks and everything, and you start to slow down with those. And it's like I kind of realized, and it's like I hate having wasting the food. But it's like just the way that they bring you out so much food, like just eat what you want to eat. Like if you want to eat the noodles, like eat a bunch of noodles. If you want to wait for like a crap ton of steak, wait and eat all the steak, because like they're gonna bring it to you anyways. It's gonna go to waste eventually anyways. So it's like at Ohana, they brought me the platter and I ate. Because like that's what you're always taught to, is just like clean your plate and like eat what's in front of you. But I kind of like learned that a little bit, where I was like, just like don't stuff yourself. Just like eat what you want to eat don't like think that you have to just like stuff your stomach full of all this food that they bring in front of you, because some of it's going to go to waste anyways. So
Thank you for coming to Kylo's TED Talk.
thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
If I had something to give away, I would give away something to whoever could tell one of these lovely gentlemen how many times Kylo said like in that little spiel.
So like what you really need to do is like just for that, I'm going to go through the entire audio and pull out every single like so that you sound crazy.
I was going to offer up a keychain.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you can count how many times I said like in my Ohana eating TED Talk, you can get a Miles from Main Street keychain
And sticker.
They're super cool.
So back to the barbecue place.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Mikhailo, you had messaged me there were some hits and some misses. What did you not like?
So like with the food, like
Oh my God.
yeah, it was. So the best way I could kind of describe it is if you are a fan, like a rabid fan of barbecue, like if you come from Texas and you know barbecue, probably not going to like the barbecue that they have. But if you are a novice barbecue person and you just kind of like want some brisket and you want some barbecue chicken, like it's going to be pretty decent for you. Like I thought it was all right. Like I've had decent barbecue places, but I'm not a barbecue snob. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. Some of the hits were the sausage. The sausage was really good. The chicken was pretty decent. What else was good?
So what I'm hearing is you're not going to like the barbecue because you are a barbecue snob.
Yeah, you go there more for like the ambiance and like the experience than the food.
One of the coolest things is that everyone completely stops moving when they say Andy's coming. Like you'd think that like some people would just be like, this is dumb, I'm not going to do this, and just like continue on with their meal. Everyone stops moving in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
I think my hits were like the cucumber salad. It was like a cucumber like vinegar salad. The chicken sausage, maybe the brisket. And I really liked the potato salad, but we only tried 4 of the sides. My initial plan was like, oh yeah, we're going to get the first 4 and then we're going to ask for the other 4 because you can ask them to bring you whatever you want. But there was no way.
No way.
No way. The mac and cheese was very plain. I would not get the mac and cheese.
I've heard good things about the sausage, so I'm glad you guys are saying that.
Yeah, it was
real good.
And I'm not surprised that you would say that it's good for beginners, but maybe not for people that are used to eating a lot of it, because Disney always wants to make it accessible. So they kind of, I don't know if you want to say water it down, but
yeah,
you know,
it's almost as if they aren't. So it's almost as if they're not giving the meats and the foods and the process enough love, because I think it's just that like they're trying to serve as many people as possible. Like they're trying to churn this stuff out as fast as possible. So like the brisket was a little tough. Like it wasn't like, honestly, I think the brisket was better at the place that we went here in Madison. And so, yeah, like it's just stuff like that where it's like, I just don't think it got the proper amount of time in like the smoking process, just because like I'm sure they churn through so much out there. So it would be interesting to kind of go to Regal Eagle and see, because I've heard good things about that place and it always smells so amazing. So I think that would be a good idea to go to Regal Eagle and kind of see what they're doing there and see if it's kind of that same kind of like beginner barbecue, not like authentic, like real barbecue. But
that would be a fun comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody with an annual pass should do that. Like just go eat some Regal Eagle and then...
Oh my gosh, you could go on Tuesday.
Anyways, So yeah, Hollywood Studios. The barbecue is real good. Yeah, I don't think it's like we need to go every single time.
No, definitely not.
I think honestly, I would compare it to, and the food quality not as much, but I would compare it to Be Our Guest at Magic Kingdom, where it's like, yeah, like I'd go, but like I don't need to go every single time. So
yeah, I think it was cool just like experiencing it, but I was just happy to be in like Toy Story Land hanging out.
I think that's the best part, is that like now there's more immersive things happening in Toy Story Land while you're there. And we spent a good amount of time in Toy Story Land because of that, because we had that Roundup reservation. So
we literally heard someone say like, Roundup barbecue is good, but they should have made a Pizza Planet here. Yeah. She was a little younger, I think.
Yeah.
That's been tossed around, but
well, it's literally happened once, but they got rid of it and made it Pizza Rizzo.
Well, yeah, that's because of theming.
Yeah.
But
which we did go over there and hang out in the Muppets area, and that was fun.
Yeah. A PhotoPass person like took pictures of us back in there. I haven't looked at them yet, but she was super psyched to do all these crazy photos.
They looked pretty normal, honestly. It was just us in different areas.
But yeah, Hollywood Studios was a pretty good day. Like we rode everything at least once, if not twice or 3 times. Yeah, we rode rides. The only thing is when we went last time, and I have never seen Fantasmic other than at Disneyland. I've never seen it in World. When we went last time, it was still closed from the shutdown. And this time we were like, oh, we have time to run on to Tower of Terror because we made a lightning lane. So we were like, we can get on it and then we can get into Fantasmic before 9, which, I mean, we did do that, but we also sat in the nosebleeds of Fantasmic. So it's kind of a bummer that we like weren't able to visualize everything in person, but it's still a cool show. And like now we know that we need to prioritize that for next time to like show up a little earlier.
Yeah, I think Fantasmic as a show, I think is the best show that Disney has right now. So it was nice to be in there and see it and hear it and everything. But definitely you need to be in that main bowl to really like understand what's going on, because we were pretty far away. Yeah.
So they have like a overflow area. Is that where you were? Like
it's almost like a second row, but it's really only like two more like things of stadium seating on the back. So like they've got that main bowl, there's a walking area, and then just a little more seating up a little higher.
Oh, like I think I remember that now.
Yeah, we weren't able to see over people's heads to see the projections. That's how that's a kind of a crappy view that they give you.
Yeah, and like we couldn't see Moana down below.
We're pretty far away.
Okay.
Any of that stuff happening. Yep. Apparently they can fit 9,900 people in that stadium, which that seems crazy to me.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Still not enough.
I know. Never enough.
They should just bring back the double showings.
They should.
Yes.
I was shocked for like how many people, and they had to turn people away.
Yeah.
From the show. They're like, no, there's no more room for like ECVs or whatever. Like people were complaining that the Skyliner was down and this and that. And
you guys did say it was kind of busy, Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom days, right?
Well, I guess Hollywood Studios, yeah. We waited like 30 minutes probably for a lightning lane at Slinky Dog. So the lightning lane was snanked back like we were rope dropping it essentially.
Oh, wow.
Is how many people were coming. It was down for maybe an hour tops. So I'm not sure if they were just like overselling like individual lightning lanes, or that wasn't even individual. Slinky Dog. Yeah, it's regular, but I don't know what was going on, but the lightning lanes were essentially just like a shorter version of a line that you paid for.
There were a couple lightning lanes that felt that way too. So I wonder if when it gets busier, they sell more lightning lanes or like they open up more lightning lanes for people who buy Genie Plus.
Interesting.
And the other thing is there were a couple of rides that they had like rows like completely blocked off. I noticed when we were waiting for Slinky Dog, since we had so much time, we were seeing the cars go by and we'd be like, okay, the third and the fifth row are completely empty. Like, what's going on? And then when we got up to like the end of the line, the gate wasn't opening to let people like on for certain cars. It was really bizarre. It happened there. It was happening on Tron. I feel like it maybe happened somewhere else too. I think it was happening on Mine Train. So like all of these heavy hitting rides that you can't like have capacity on. So you're just increasing the wait time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to talk to somebody that deals with like crowd control and stuff and see if that's one of their mechanisms. I've never heard anything about like that before though, so I don't know.
Did you spend like a whole day at Animal Kingdom?
We got there at like a little bit before noon. So our plan was, well, we slept in until like 8. And then we got up, ate breakfast, and we were going to go to the pool because Kylo like Googled when the pool opened and he saw 8, but they actually didn't open until 10. So we finished eating at like 9:15 and we were like, well, like, are we really going to wait 45 more minutes to then go to the pool and then like wait to go to Animal Kingdom? So we changed our mind. Like we showered, checked out, got Genie Plus to ride rides, went to Animal Kingdom until 4:30, I think we left because our flight was at 8. So we had to go back to the hotel and then get to the airport, and we didn't want to run into traffic. And then our flight got delayed 2 hours.
Because last time we did Animal Kingdom, but we park hopped over to Epcot, then we're trying to decide for a March trip if we don't have park hoppers right now, but we tend not to spend the whole day at Animal Kingdom. Like, just doesn't usually take us the whole day, so we're trying to figure out what we want to do with that one.
Yeah, I mean, with Genie Plus, like we rode all the rides, and if we would have gotten there in the morning, I'm sure that we could have like more efficiently rope drop. But the last time we went to Animal Kingdom, when we did rope drop Flight of Passage, it still took like half an hour because they don't like let you like get into the park. They literally keep you at the gate.
Yeah.
And it just like was not organized. I don't think they really knew what they were doing.
I think it took us a while too, because you guys were able to ride, you and Mia were able to ride Navi River Journey twice, just for the one time for us to go on Flight of Passage.
Yeah, they didn't open Navi until 8 o'clock or whatever, and we had left you guys like 15-20 minutes before that, so that might have been it, that they were like letting you queue up and they just didn't like open the ride yet, because we pretty much walked on twice in a row, because nobody goes to Navi River Journey in the morning.
It's a really pretty ride. I just wish it was longer. It seems really short.
And I'm not saying that people don't ride it or anything. I'm just saying in the morning, first thing in the morning, people aren't rope dropping it. They're going for a Flight of Passage.
Anyways, Magic Kingdom.
The best park.
Magic Kingdom was the longest day for us. I don't know why they're doing this currently, but on the weekends it closes at 10 p.m. During the week it closes at 11 p.m. But anywho, I got suckered into seeing Tonga Toast on Instagram at the Polly at Captain Cook. So I was like, we need to have it. We woke up super early. I think we caught a lift to the Polynesian, got our breakfast, got on the monorail, thought we were doing great for a rope drop because we were there.
Whoa, hey, slow down a second.
What?
Because you guys were at Captain Cook's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what did you get? And Mikhailo was like, oh, we got Tonga Toast, a breakfast flatbread. So he tells me that, and I'm in the process of typing out, but where are the Mickey waffles? And mid-sentence, the picture shows up of the flatbread, and I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing.
It was huge. And that chunk of toast, like I had a rock in my stomach. It was like it definitely could have been shared, like, unless if you really are hungry. But that was first thing in the morning. And I was like, ugh, we're having a hard time wanting to eat snacks then in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything about the Polynesian is just lovely.
Yeah, we should stay there sometime.
Yeah.
You should stay there sometime. Definitely.
We're going to buy DVC there, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so we got our Tonga toast and our breakfast toast thing. We rode the monorail. There were a lot of people there for rope drop at Magic Kingdom. And we've gotten bamboozled a second time by Peter Pan not opening at rope drop. So we got stuck on Small World, which was actually kind of nice because I think Kylo had said that like if we hadn't done that, like we probably wouldn't have ridden it.
Yeah, that's accurate.
And it was cool to go through because in our favorite like room, the like Polynesian like Hawaiian room, they actually had all the hula girls like back. For a while there was one missing, but they're all back in action. Mm-hmm. Some of them huluing less than others. Yes. Hulaing.
I think huluing would be the plural.
But anywho, they were all there.
Yeah, that's definitely our favorite room. And like I like that ride. It's not a ride that I'll go out of my way to get on, but it is a ride that I like. And so it's, I mean, not preferred to be rope dropping Small World, but like since we're in that area and we were like, oh, okay, well we got to ride something for rope drop. So we did that. But then the kind of the highlight of the trip for me was after Small World, we decided, you know what, there's only a couple minutes until the whole park opens for the day. Let's just go wait over by Haunted Mansion and second rope drop Haunted Mansion. And so
Haunted Mansion is not part of the early entry grouping?
Only Tomorrowland and Fantasyland.
Oh.
But that's what we did, and we got in line. We were definitely like one of the first groups to get into the stretching room. Mm-hmm. And Kristen and I know that once you're in the stretching room, you get under the ballerina, and that's the door that opens in the stretching room. So we were the very first ride of the day for Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. And that's real special for us too, because we really like that ride. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, fast forward to the end of the night. We were the last ride of the night too. So in this day, we were the very first ride of the day for Haunted Mansion, and we were the last ride of the day for Haunted Mansion. And we actually we told a cast member what we were doing. We were like, yeah, we want to wait till it wasn't 11.
Yeah, we
want to wait till 11 when the whole park closes, and we want to be the last ones because we were the first ones on today. And they obliged. They were yes. Totally cool with it. They're like, oh yeah, you just got to wait till, because the cast members walk the last guests up to the front of the line. So as soon as we saw cast members walking through the line, that's when we knew that it was okay to get in line, that we were going to be the last ones.
Enter the stretching room.
Yep.
But then we got to getting on the doom buggies, and out of nowhere, these people came and they were already sitting on the doom buggies. So
yeah,
I think Kylo purposely, like, I was just going to keep going and be like, okay, cool. Like, we were the third to last, but you like paused.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, come on. And you just weren't moving. So I was like,
yep. I was like, no, we're going to be the last.
But yeah, that was a really cool part of the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's perfect for you guys too, with getting engagement pictures by there and everything.
Oh yeah, that was really special. Other highlight of the day was Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which like prior to Kylo, like I could have skipped that. I mean, I'd only ever been to Disney twice prior to knowing him, but But then they picked me to do one of the skits of like helping the monster guess the number. And I like butchered. I butchered it. They asked what we were celebrating or if we got married. And I was like, yeah, something like that. I was nervous.
They asked me what we were celebrating, and I was like, our wedding.
And Kylo just, for the podcast, like make that noise. It was kind of like a
oh yeah, and they were like, and they were like,
you had to help him
and make this noise or something like that, and like I made that noise. It was weird, but it was really cool being on like part of the actual ride. I still want to be that guy because you get a special sticker if you're that guy.
Yeah. Other cool things about Magic Kingdom, obviously Tron is open now, although virtual queue is a nightmare. That's also something that you wait. Like I think we maybe waited 45 minutes.
I think there's an area in the queue where you can kind of test if your body fits. And they have special like seats, like they have actual seats that you can sit in, like if it doesn't fit. But there are a couple people that like either like didn't want to sit like that or like their body didn't fit. And that we saw go on there. But the good thing is that like really it's only the legs. I think it was people that have issues with like legs, because the only thing, because like the back restraint thing it kind of locks in, but like I saw a couple people who like the back restraints weren't even touching their back. So it's like really the thing that's like keeping you in there's like a metal bar that comes down and like secures your legs in. So it's really just kind of like your knees and your legs that are secured in, and like everything else is just kind of like wiggling around. So yeah, it's definitely a different kind of like ride vehicle, which is what they wanted.
Yeah. But it's really cool. I would say definitely try to ride it at night. If you can. And we were able to do that by buying the individual lightning lane. So we joined virtual queue in the morning and then bought lightning lane specifically in the evening. That was cool. I mean, the longest thing that we waited for at Magic Kingdom was Happily Ever After. We ended up watching it in the hub.
The best spot.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing all the detail in the projections. I think it's fun to see the detail in the projections down Main Street, but there's just something about like what's happening on the castle and the detail in that was really special. The one thing I did notice was that you don't get the full effect of the fireworks all that much there, because you do have to like tilt your head up a little bit more to be able to see those. So like maybe kind of like the back of the hub is like the sweet spot where it's like you can see all the projections and you can like really take in all the fireworks. But it was really cool to be like almost kind of like engulfed with everything, like being so close.
So when you say you were in the hub, were you like between the castle and the partner statue, or
exactly? Yeah, that's pretty much exactly where we were.
There's like
we were right past the bridge to go to Tomorrowland.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's we're always right by, like centered right by the partner statue whenever we watch it, and I think it's a really good spot to be.
Anyways, we've recapped our Disney trip pretty decently. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about all the things we've done, but like we always say, some live close,
but others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.